What's up? What's up? It's your boy Levelhead back with another Live and Level Gamers podcast 2023 wrap up. We at the end of this year. Been a lot happening. Know how it's been. Felt all the pain we felt. So we got to talk about it. I got my whole crew. Mr. Norris, K-Bum 20. What's up?
What's up?
Merry Christmas to all. Everybody had a great Christmas. And, looking forward to the new year. So, ready to chop it up until then.
Yeah, man. Christmas was great. Got a surprise gift that I was very shocked by. Wasn't expecting that. Yeah, go ahead.
Another little level?
Oh man!
Boy, if I told Miss
type of surprise, okay,
if I told Miss K, Miss Level that she'd be ready to fight. But no, man, I'll tell y'all here in a second. But welcome to the show. 2023 is almost out of here. We literally got 1, 2, 3 more days of 2023. A lot has taken place in this year. A lot of greatness, a lot of disappointment. So we're going to wrap this year up. We got to talk about it. Standouts of the year, our games of the year, the game of the year, how we seen it. A few other things, man. You know, movies, successes. All this has just been an awesome year this year. But welcome to the show. Come on in here. We need y'all to fill up that chat room. Let us know who you is in this 2023 wrap up. Welcome to the show, y'all. Merry post-Christmas. Merry post-Christmas. But what's up, fellas? What's good, yo?
Life is good, man. I do think I'm coming down with something, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm like, y'all, man, really? Now? But other than that, man, life is good.
Keep that over there.
Go through the mic.
I had an issue a couple days ago, man. We had leftover food over the Christmas Eve party, and you know what I'm saying, I went to town on some nacho cheese, some buffalo dip, some candies, some M&Ms, some soda. Man, I am too old to be eating like that. I was messed up for about a day and a half. Bruh, I was down bad. Mistakes were made, brother.
I tell you. Man, I get back the 20-year-old.
Right. So, man, can y'all believe we're already here? New Year about to approach. A lot has been happening. What's up, Alan Steed? He says, what's up, fellas?
What up?
But yeah, man, we wrapping up 2023, bro. Like, these numbers are getting ridiculous. 2024, like, man, we in Matrix times, right?
Matrix time.
But yeah, man, so we're here to wrap up this year and talk about I got food in my mouth. I'm apologizing. To talk about all the successes, failures, surprises, standouts, unexpected happenings of the year, movie, game adaptations, surprise drops, our game of the year. We're going to talk about that as well, what we thought or what we individually think is the game of the year, our personal favorite game this year. So we got a lot to talk about. I want to ask y'all this real quick, though. How y'all feeling about Marvel dropping Jonathan Majors?
I'll let K-Bun go.
Not happy about that, man. Not happy. Marvel is not in a good place for the past, I'll say post Endgame. Marvel has not been in a good place. It has not produced good content. has seen declines in the movie theater, has seen declines in the TV space, and then this uh, dropping Jonathan Majors, which you've built your entire next phase around. Uh, not I understand the decision, but that doesn't mean I'm happy with it. So I understand them trying to distance themselves from a person that's been convicted, misdemeanors, convicted, possibly serving time. I understand you trying to distance yourself from that, but still rubs me wrong, in my opinion.
All right,
Yeah, I agree. I agree. It definitely rubs me wrong. Just seeing how it all kind of unfolded and seeing how he tried. You saw how he tried to protect himself from the onslaught that was coming, and still end up backfiring in his face.
I mean, the man was running. He
Like
was Forrest Gumping.
he literally. That
I
man
was
like Forrest,
running.
but still didn't work. But you know how it is. You know where we are. But kind of interested. Part of me is kind of like, I'm not really too big on Disney right now, as far as like that content or whatever, just because of that. But um, yeah, I don't like the decision, but I understand the decision, and I can only respect it because if I had a brand, I would do the same. But I don't like it personally.
yeah, I'm in the same boat you guys are in. I understood it, but I was hoping that they didn't do it. I was hoping that they would be like, you know what, we know what the typical thing is to go with, and even I think even public opinion was on Jonathan's side, so they had a way out. They could have been like, you know what, even though the jury came up with the final verdict that they came up with, from what we saw, we don't see enough here to ruin this brother's career over this incident. I would say he did maybe it was a little aggressive putting her back in the car. I admit to that. It was a little strong, forceful, but still, I don't think it's anything that you'd be like, hey, you deserve to be removed from the character that you playing. I thought it was the opportunity for Disney to show that they're not susceptible to the public lashing of actors anymore, and they went the same way they always go. And even though I think the public was in agreement that they didn't feel like Jonathan deserved anything he was getting, I'm hurt because I thought he was playing the character really well. I saw that article IGN put up trying to say they wasn't attacking them, yet they were. But see, that's the thing about this wrap up this year. We wrapping up all this stuff because that affected us, affected gaming as well. IGN covered it, and I felt like that article was very loaded and very misleading and in poor taste. But anyway, cool on that. So, Keith, you said you went and saw Willy Wonka.
Yeah, I went and saw Willy Wonka like 2 weeks ago. I thought it was pretty good, very nostalgic, and I also saw uh, what's that dude name to be swimming in the water and talking to fish? Aquaman.
Aquaman. I was screaming.
Awkward man.
Oh, that's hilarious, bro.
I went and saw Awkward Man.
What you think about Aquaman? I'm kind of interested. I don't know yet.
So my son wanted to see it. I asked him what he wanted to see that day, my oldest, and he said he wanted to see Aquaman. So we went out and saw it. I kind of wanted to see Wonka again. There was a portion that I kind of dozed off on, not because the movie was bad, just because I'm getting older.
You pulled a level.
Getting my level
Well,
on.
wait a
You know
minute.
what I'm saying?
Don't try to make me
what
be the
we call
face
it.
of the doze off. Don't make me be the face of the doze off. I earned my
That
stripes.
is pulling a level.
Keith up
Let's
in here,
call
young
it, call
buck,
a
and
spade a
falling
spade.
asleep. Keith the young buck up here falling asleep, but I earned my stripes, K-Buck. Y'all ain't gonna do me like that.
Spade a spade. Call
Y'all
it.
y'all not gonna make me the face of the doze off, man. Y'all not doing that. Go ahead.
But it was all right. It was all right. It was a DC movie. What can I say? It wasn't. Was it? I don't think it was world ending. I really don't remember the story. It was kind of like yeah, I'm here watching the DC movie because I don't know if they're gonna follow up with this. And then every time I saw Amber Heard on screen, I kept thinking about Jonathan Majors, and she was very limited in this movie. Like when I say limited, you could tell they had to go in and rewrite something to make it work. But I can only imagine that she was heavily involved in the original cut, and this one she was very limited. It's crazy.
Wow. Okay, I didn't know that.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, any gifts, K-Bum? Anything you got for Christmas that you want to share? Any system that you picked up? Did you pick up the Lenovo? Did you get the Xbox Series S, X? Did you get a Switch OLED? What you get?
I got the gift of family, and about a bunch of gift cards. That's what I got. So
Okay. No, I say this one thing, man. My wife shocked me this year. I have been wanting her to give me. I just wanted it just for. I don't know why, but I wanted her to buy me a pair of Jordans, and she had been missing it every year. But this year, my wife came through, man. She bought me the authentic pair of Jordans. I'm sitting up here, and this how she did it, y'all. So we bring the holiday in at my in-laws, so we up in K-Bum's territory, and so in that opening presents, I got some Timberlands, I got some other stuff. It was all cool. I'm like, it was real dope. But when we got back home, she had a few gifts she left under the tree. She set me up so well. You're like, we're gonna open some gifts here because I don't want the kids taking all the gifts up. They want to have a Christmas here too. So we come home, as soon as we get in, unload, we open up all the gifts. And then, lo and behold, I got a pair of Jordans under the tree, man. I was stoked, bro. I was seriously excited. So, your boy finally got him a real pair of Jordans, bought for him by his lovely Miss Leveled, and I'm thankful.
what type of J's are they?
Now, I'm not a Jordan connoisseur, K-Bum. Don't do me like
Lord.
that. I'm not
Oh,
a Jordan
Lord.
connoisseur. When I go up there and look at them again, I'll let you know which ones they were.
Probably some ones. They probably some ones.
No, they not some ones. They
Not ones. Okay.
I don't know if they're a part of the. I don't think they're the ones. Because my son
Okay.
told me what they were.
Okay.
But I'm I'm a LeBron guy, but I do want Jordan shoes. LeBron shoes will get famous once he retires. Jordan shoes is what it is. I finally got me a pair.
Okay.
And I'm probably give me another pair. But anyway, I feel good, y'all. I really do. So anyway, shout out to Miss Level, man. Thank you, Boosty Boo, for my shoes. So anyway, let's get into what you've been gaming on, man. Let's go. You know what time it is. It's time for What Have You Been Gaming On? Sing it, folks. Let's go. Hey. What you been gaming on? 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 Gaming on, gaming on, gaming on. So who wants to go first? Shouts out to D2K. Welcome to the show. Are in the comment section. But who want to go first? Take it away.
I
Go
go
ahead.
ahead.
Go ahead.
I go ahead. and go
I was
first.
mute. I was mute. My bad.
Oh, okay.
But go ahead.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead. So what I've been gaming, I'm gonna go ahead and just get the big part out of the way. What I've been gaming on. What happened yesterday? So yesterday, we had not power outage. We had an internet outage, so I couldn't play any of my online games. So no Overwatch, no NBA 2K, no FIFA, no Fortnite racing, none of that. No Overwatch. So I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'll just play some Spider-Man. So I went ahead and I 100% Spider-Man. Everything
Who?
done.
Who?
What?
Spider-Man 2, 100% done.
Wow.
There's nothing to do now. Every mission, every side quest, every side whatever main quest, everything done. So I am 100% complete with Spider-Man 2. I'm ready for the DLC. They had several. If you finish some of the side missions, they all kind of lead to where the DLC may go. If you the mission with the flame level, if you finish that, it kind of nods to some DLC. If you finish the Spider Bots, it
Yeah, I
nods to it nods to what they're going to go from there. If you finish the chasing those birds,
Yeah, I finished that.
if you finish that, it nods on where they're going to go from there. So I'm excited for the DLC. Like I said, I put the game on the harder level to get some more. It was getting a little bit too easy, so that made it a little more fun to me. I thought it was a good game. The story didn't hit me as good as the first Spider-Man. I thought the story had more weight than this one. Sadly, I I both liked and didn't like the way they took the direction they took Venom in this one. I both liked and didn't like it. Um, some of it made sense, some of it didn't make sense, but I understood from their perspective the direction they went. As Level said a couple weeks ago, the game takes a complete turn about halfway through. It becomes a whole different game about halfway through, and it really picks up and gets really good. Because the first half honestly wasn't that good, but the second half really makes up for it. But yeah, I think it's a good game. I had fun playing it. Um, I can't wait for the DLC. I probably will be buying the DLC and continuing the story because the Spider-Man combat system is just very good to me, and I enjoy playing it. So that's kind of mostly what I've been gaming on. Still doing 2K, still doing uh, uh, Overwatch, still doing a little bit of FIFA. I just popped Madden back in since I've completed Spider-Man. I'm probably going to pick up another single player here. Either I got a list of single players I still need to pick up. I need to probably go back and get Dead Space because I sent that back because I didn't have time to play it. I sent back Diablo because I didn't have time to play it. So there's still some other games on the list that I probably need to start bring back up. But yeah, that's what I've been gaming on.
Okay, all right. Okay, well, we can talk. So I can actually talk Spider-Man without spoiling you. So that's gonna be good.
Yeah, I'm just trying to not spoil it for anybody else.
Hey,
Yeah,
we
you're not gonna
said nobody
spoil
else.
me.
It's just us here.
Ouch! My feelings.
Okay.
Maybe
Well,
maybe D2K or something. We ain't worried about Miss Nia. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show, Miss Nia. But we may spoil a few aspects of the spiders.
I did
since
have
you
one
beat
more
it.
piece I want to say
Go
for the
ahead.
spider. One more piece. I thought there were certain pieces of the game that they moved too quickly through. Like there are some characters that pop up. Oh, them babies. There's some characters that or some storylines that they kind of resolve way too quick.
Did you hear me say
Uh,
that?
and I'm not gonna spoil any of that, but there are several characters or storylines that's resolved, and you see it, and then they're resolved in the next fight, and that was not good enough for me. It kind of moved on too quick, but that's about me.
Nia said, "Get him as much noise
Wait.
as Keith talks." Thank you, Nia. Anyway,
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
You-
Really,
So,
this is really the end of the year.
so yeah, Nia, we ain't big time like we used to. So we gotta clock in at the end of the year for y'all. Mr. Norris, go ahead and take the floor. What you been gaming on, man?
Man, so I bought a game that I really didn't want to play because I was like, I don't want to go back. There's a hint to play this game, but I went ahead and bought it. and that's Resident Evil 4 remake.
Ooh.
And I got the what's the girl? Ada Wong, Separate Ways. I don't think I ever played that. Separate Ways. So that's gonna be a new experience for me. I think maybe I don't know. I don't remember it. Listen. For all intents and purposes, Resident Evil 4 is without a shadow of a doubt Resident Evil 4. The game you remember, it is like it has a new shiny coat of paint. There it is. And yeah, I mean, to me, it still feels like Resident Evil. Of course, there's some updates, some move. Of course, I'm playing with mouse and keyboard now. The movement is quicker. Obviously, it looks better, and they've removed some things that simply is just don't make sense. Like some of the story aspects that, like that little small guy. I can't remember his name. Y'all remember the little guy with the little hat? Like I don't think he's in.
Blue hat.
Yeah, yeah, I don't think he's in the game no more. I think they removed him. I think because I haven't seen him yet. Ashley's back. I think, but you know what though? It's a little. Maybe it's because I'm playing on mouse and keyboard, but it's a little more difficult. Like when they get Ashley now, like they get her, and you gotta actually like she'll call out to you, or the other guy Luis or whatever, he'll call out to you when he's in trouble, and you really gotta stop him. And them dudes, they're relentless in this game, and but overall, it's still the same Resident Evil 4 that you loved all the way back in 2005. Still a shooting gallery, but it's fun. And I've already put in 8 hours into this game. I couldn't believe it. I was like, it brought me back. And I will say this: the guy that what are you buying? That guy. So they changed his voice. And
What are you buying?
and he has his own little nuances. Like so, I was like, dang, I need to go to the store. So I was coming back to say I need to go to. He was near the typewriter, and he had his own little nuances. And he was like, oh, yeah, I got some things for you. It's almost as if I caught him off guard because I was running. I ran into
Tony
the door.
Baker when you said, oh. You
Uh,
sound like Tony Baker's. You saw they got Tony Baker voicing him.
they might as well.
They probably like, who's Tony Baker?
That's the smooth jazz review of Resident Evil 4.
You don't know who Tony Baker is. You tripping.
But yeah, I feel like I caught him off guard. So he got his own little nuances, but overall, man, it's still Resident Evil 4. If you loved it then, you're gonna love it now. I think they've that Resident Evil engine, whatever the RE engine, is really showing its worth. So kudos to Capcom. I don't think I played anything else. I did try to play. I got curious. I played Resident Evil Village Gold Edition, but I wanted to see what the third person view was. I remember we talked about that, and you said you didn't care for the first person level. No. So they do have it where you can play the full game in third person view.
No, I played Village, the first person. Village just don't capture me in any kind of.
It's something about it. Something about it. It don't work.
Yeah, it did.
And I beat it. I beat it on Stadia. Shout out to Stadia. Rest in peace. But.
R.I.P. cuz.
R.I.P. cuz. You know what I'm saying, cuz? R.I.P.
Get some milk.
Yeah. I think that's all I played. Yeah, that's it. That's all I played.
Okay. So Mr. Norris has gotten through. So your boy did a lot of gaming over this holiday season. So I told you that I was gonna get it in on that Spider-Man's 2.
Y'all.
Now, unlike K-Bum, I didn't 100% it. I'm like 75%. So I got pretty much all of Kraven the Hunter stuff done. The birds, the hunters, all that stuff. So I know what you're talking about when they kind of let you know DLC and possible future game direction. So what you're saying is absolutely dope. So I did that, and it's some cut scenes at the end that one of the storylines, because I beat the game before I beat one of the storylines and realized I didn't know who the dude was that showed up at the door until I beat the birds and found out, okay. So that was dope. I'm going to say this, man. Spider-Man started off kind of whack. I'm to be honest with you. It was like
it started off whack.
it
Don't
started
say
off
kind of whack.
it started off rough, man. The Sandman sequence was trash to me.
I like Real Man, but yeah,
Yeah, the
I
Sandman.
like the Sandman part. I did, but
I
yeah,
didn't,
But,
and then
but yeah, he's telling the truth though about the game
Yeah.
being whack.
yeah. So once you get past the Sandman part and you get to just going through the city, it felt ho hum. It really felt uneventful, unexciting, nothing epic. Just really like what y'all just told me. So go help these fire trucks and all. It was kind of whack. So it took a while for me to get into Spider-Man. That's why I wasn't playing it. Cause I wasn't really. It felt like a chore. Like, man, go help these people over here. And you switch to Miles, and then you switch back to Spider-Man. Oh, that's dope. And then but it finally started to open up probably about the fourth act when Peter and what's his name? What is his name? The best friend. What is his name? Henry.
Friend.
Henry, what's
Harry.
Harry Osborn. When they go through the school, is kind of where it opens up to me. I don't know about you, K-Bum, but that's kind of when it started to open up to me. And then you get into Craven really starting to show itself into the game and his hunters and all that. And I would say this: the twist was dope. Where they went with Venom, I'm with you, K-Bum. There was a lot of dope stuff about it, but a lot of misses. A lot of like, why? why is this happening this way? How is he doing this? When did he get these abilities? So it was a lot of like, wow, I'm not familiar with this Venom. You know what I'm saying? So even with Spider-Man, some of the stuff that happened,
if you look at those the things, it kind of took from the We Are Venom storyline in the comic books, I believe.
I don't know. So you have to
there's a We Are. I think it's called We Are Venom. There's a storyline.
Okay.
And I think it kind of takes from that point of view. But it kind of mixes that with some other stuff.
All right, well, it missed me on some aspects. I didn't get it. But overall, action was dope. Miles is that boy. I'm sorry. Miles stole the show to me. Miles proved to be the better Spider-Man. I don't know how you feel, K-Bump. Miles was handling Venom in a way that Peter couldn't. Peter needed all these. Well, Miles do got a lot of power-ups, so I had to admit, Miles got a lot of power-ups. But Miles was handling Venom, no help, on his own. I just love Miles, how they utilize Miles in this game. They really gave him love and distinguished him from Peter. Like, that was really done well. Like, they really distinguished his character. Even how he fights, his abilities really distinguished him from Peter. But overall, good game. I enjoyed it. Not what I thought. Didn't live up to the hype that I was expecting, but nonetheless a fun game. So anyway, finished that just today, literally this morning. So, like I said, over the holidays, man, my Switch became the showpiece of the holidays, y'all. I mean, from everything from Switch bowling, Switch tennis, Mario Kart, like it really. These moments really show why Nintendo stands above others is because they bring the party. They bring the P to the party. I mean, grown men, grown women, young men, young women, PlayStation only people picking up the Joy-Cons. My nephew Squid never wants to touch the Switch, but but Mario Kart, Wii bowling, Switch bowling. Switch tennis. We got so tense in Switch tennis that my wife was like, y'all really think y'all up here working us, man? We was, about for 45, 50 minutes, run it back. It was going crazy. So really had a good time with that. Got a little Wii, little Switch Mario Wonder in. But I bought a few titles. and I did get to play one of them that I bought. So over the holidays, I did buy Star Wars, Jedi, Survivor.
Oh, nice.
I also bought NBA 2K24. Haven't even opened those up. They still in the plastic. And I also bought what Keith was talking about earlier, that Resident Evil 4. It was only $30, so I got it. And I actually popped that in. And yes, it is Resident Evil 4. Now, I would say this. They have changed up some stuff though, Keith. Like the introduction is different. Like with the cops and how that happens, and you kind of get to that second part of that stage way faster than you do in the original. Like you get to the chainsaw dude literally minutes into the game, and in the original, it felt a little bit longer before you actually got there. In my that I remember, I could be wrong, but right now I'm in the village running from Chainsaw Guy, and like you said, it's hard. And Leon misses a lot. His aim is terrible. The bullets do nothing. They sponges. And them women, I forget the Chainsaw Guy. The women stabbed me up so many times. I just turned it off, came down here and set all this up. But yes, your boy's playing Resident Evil 4. I may pause because I don't know if I really want to go through this right now. My nerves, I don't know. So I might put in Survivor just to let my nerves, cause even Venom get your nerves up. Am I fronting K-Bomb? Venom will get your nerves up.
They shot Venom. There was shots of that game, Marvel's Spider-Man 2, that they shot as if it was a scary movie.
Yeah.
And they shot it like that. And I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, Venom was scary, man, at times. Absolutely, like, man, why y'all turning the lights out, bruh? Why y'all doing that? So, but Mary Jane, some kind of way, is better than Spider-Man and Peter Parker.
Stop, just. Ugh.
So anyway, your boy got a lot of gaming in this weekend, man. I'm excited. I got a few more days off, so I may get a little deeper in this Resident Evil 4. Keith inspired me because he 8 hours in, so I got to catch up. So that's what your boy been gaming on. So yeah, man, yeah. So anyway, so let's get into these topics. So 2023 is about to wrap up, and it's been a long year, and a lot has taken place in this year. We a lot of things that we wanted to happen, didn't happen. A lot of things that we wasn't expecting happened. So we kind of broke it down like this. We want to talk about surprises of the year. We want to talk about the top games that we have had of the year. We want to talk about the biggest disappointments of the year. We want to rate the big three and what they did this year. And then we're going to end on what our game of the year was for each individual. So, K-Bomb, Norris, where we want to start first? Do we want to talk about surprises, unexpected? Where we want to go?
Let's get the negative out the way. So we can have a happy podcast for the rest of the show.
We're gonna do negative out the front. Okay, at the front door. Okay.
I mean, you asked me. That's what I think. I think we just go ahead and get this bashing of this particular company out the way, and then we can enjoy the rest of it.
Don't ask me no more.
I wanted to save the bashing for. Well, okay. So
if you want to save it, we can save it. I'm just letting you know.
I think 2 against 1. I think K-Bone is right. We can get that out the way. It's you know.
Okay, so let's start with our disappointments. So we're gonna talk about games. We're gonna talk about it from many different aspects. So one of I lead this one off, and Nia kind of already hit it in the comment section.
Oh my God, that's what I said.
Yeah. So one of my disappointments was the Switch 2 was not announced, and we didn't see a trailer this year. I was expecting that to happen. I was hoping they followed the model that they did with the original Switch, and we would have saw something either in November. I even kind of predicted that we would see some October, November-ish before the year's out. None of that happened. And so that was kind of a disappointment for me. That's one of my disappointments. So I'll let these brothers go. I guess, Mr. Norris, you got the floor on that.
I mean, that's what I was gonna say. No Switch 2 reveal, no trailer, no tease, no nothing. All we got was more rumors. Um, okay, I guess I'll say this then. Metroid Prime 4. We didn't get
Okay.
nothing
Ooh,
about Metroid Prime.
ooh.
Metroid Prime 4.
What's that?
At this point, what is that? You know,
Nintendo, like who? What's that? Who told y'all about that?
so that would be a big letdown. I mean, we waited several what's some things called Nintendo Directs and didn't get nothing. We got some stuff. So we got somebody searching in LinkedIn and saw some stuff, but that ain't
Hmm.
enough. A YouTube doctor. But
Okay.
yeah, man, we didn't get nothing on Metroid Prime 4, so that was kind of disappointing.
Man, you brought up another one, man, that I could have added too. I think the directs, this Nintendo directs for 2023 were disappointing to me. Like the ones that came were underwhelming, in my opinion, for the year. Outside of the Zelda stuff with Tears of the Kingdom, all that was dope. But even that started to wane towards as we got closer to Zelda. We was even like, man, I'm kind of tired of seeing this. Welcome to the show, first name basis. So when you said that we didn't see it, we didn't get a direct, I was like, man, even the directs were kind of low key disappointing for me from Nintendo in particular. And I don't know how y'all felt about the PlayStation. What is PlayStation? What is theirs? What is theirs called?
Better play.
State of Play. Theirs was. I kind of say all of them was kind of disappointing this year. But go ahead, K Bond. You got the floor. What was disappointing to you?
So just to start off, one of my disappointments of this year was anything Bethesda. That was my disappointment this year. Anything they
What about
produced this
Fallout?
year was just
What about
was
that one game you played that was Bethesda?
this year.
That wasn't this year.
Oh, that
I'm-
wasn't this.
that
year.
wasn't
Okay,
this year.
Right.
That wasn't this year. Anything they touched this year was just because reason why I'll say this. I'll justify my statement by saying this. I wanted to buy an Xbox for Starfield. I did. I did. I with all my I was after that direct or whatever they want to call theirs. I was like, yep, I'm gonna get me. I can't wait. I'm gonna get me an Xbox to play Starfield. This game is gonna be dope. And then that's why for me I can call it a legit letdown because I did. I wanted to play the game. I wanted it to be good. I wanted to have my Xbox Series X, and it was a letdown. They gave me no reason to buy one. So so my letdown is anything Bethesda. One of mine.
Okay, Mr. Norris, go again. What is another letdown for you?
It's your turn, ain't it?
No, I kind of said mine piggybacking off of you. I said no Switch 2 announcement. Then I also said all the directs and state of plays were all kind of low key disappointing for me. So you got it. The floor is yours.
Well, I can. I mean, this has been a common trend, but I don't think Microsoft gave us that banger of a game this year. We got I was gonna say Cyberpunk. We got Starfield. What is that game? The Hi-Fi Rush. We got that came out.
Yeah.
We got a new Forza game this year, but I don't think they gave us that standout game. And the one game that we're all kind of waiting on, we still are just getting trailers for and no reveal dates. So I think Microsoft not delivering that supreme game after calling I can't what is the game called again? No Man's Sky? What's the game? Starfield. Starfield, the game of the generation. And you know what? It possibly can be with updates and stuff like that, but right now, this year in 2023, it is not. And unfortunately, because that game was so underwhelming, it didn't even get in many people's Game of the Year categories. It wasn't even nominated in many people's Game of the Year categories, and that was possibly the best game they had this year. So that's saying something.
Yeah, well, I got Phil's face way in the background for a reason. If you see Phil all the way in the back, look, D2K probably caught it. Out of all
Yeah,
people,
I see him.
you notice
In
he
the
kind
back,
of trying to
chilling.
peek in. Like, do anybody notice? When you notice, you see Spider-Man and Miles, and you see Starfield kind of linger off in the back. Like, do anybody notice me back here? So, piggybacking off of that, Keith, I'm with you. And I figured that's why K-Bun wanted to start here, because we got to get our Microsoft bashing on out the way. Microsoft absolutely was the biggest letdown this year. I'm not even going to break it down by games. They let us down. Microsoft let their fan base down. Microsoft gave us not any game. Is that broken language? They didn't give us any game.
No game.
No games that we can look forward to. And the one game that we were, like you, Keith, K-Bum, I thought, hey, I may try Starfield. I might. Based on how y'all was feeling about it, Mr. Norris got it and killed K-Bum's only reason to buy an Xbox Series X with his review. So, yeah, even they pricing. Man, I went into Best Buy over the holidays and before I went up to the Lou, and they had a whole bunch of Xboxes and PlayStation and Switches back there. I said, are the Xboxes selling? He said, yeah, they selling, but I noticed it was a lot more Xboxes than PlayStations. And I'm like, at $349, man, $349, and the PlayStation was $499, and they were still outselling it. So, yes, Microsoft was the biggest loser this year. Definitely big disappointment. Hopefully they can bounce back in 2024. But yes, Starfield absolutely was a absolute disappointment. Go ahead, K-Bun.
All right. So my next one is going to be short because it died last year, but it officially died this year. There was no saving it. But one of my biggest letdown was the death of Stadia. That was one of my biggest letdowns in 2023 because it had so much potential. Actually, because Boulder Gate 3 was announced for Stadia. Let's let that sink in. That Boulder Gate 3 was announced to be released with Stadia. Not released with Stadia, released on Stadia. That was their big selling game. They announced that in their big press conference. And Boulder Gate 3 came, but Stadia was not here to see it. So to me, that's another one of my letdowns of 2023.
Wow, okay. Well, I didn't even think about. You're absolutely right. So Boulder Gate was announced originally for Stadia.
Yes.
Was it exclusive?
And they announced it at the, I think, Hind exclusive.
Wow. So that could have helped Stadia.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay.
Google always get in their way. Google always get in their own way, man.
Yep.
Wow. I did not know that. I didn't remember that. That's crazy.
Yep.
That is crazy. Okay. Any other one? Any other disappointment? So
I still got some more if y'all don't got any. I got.
Go ahead. Roll them off. We wrap this one
Let
up.
them roll.
Move on.
Let them roll. All right, cool. So I have to be honest here, and everyone know I'm a PlayStation fan. I'm the PlayStation fan on this podcast, and a letdown this year was the dry first party games from Sony. I'm sorry, it was dry this year.
It's like three games, wasn't it?
We got 3 games. We got Spider-Man, and
didn't Horizon come out this year?
No, last year. And Horizon VR came out this year.
What about Returnal?
I just deleted the Horizon.
Returnal been out.
Oh man,
Returnal been out. Name another one.
I'm sorry, I can't.
That's the problem. Fantastic. I mean, not Fantastic. Final Fantasy, but that's not an exclusive. It's exclusive. It's not a first party.
Fraction 2? Last of Us Fraction 2?
Oh, man.
Last of Us Remake 1, Last of Us Remake 2, Last of Us Remaster-ish. Like, that's what we got. First party dry. So I have to be completely honest here. and say a letdown of 2023 was the dryness of the first party from Sony.
Okay.
Yeah, that's real.
All
That's real.
right.
And that leads into my other letdown, which was Sony became the remaster system, uh, preferably remastering everything that was Last of Us. Don't know why, but oh man, D2K, that's a good one too. I'm gonna
E3.
lead to the last one after the remaster system or the PlayStation 5, whatever you want to call it. Um, Another big letdown, which it wasn't a big letdown for me, so I don't really include it, but I think we should at least say its name. But the death of E3, yeah, we should at least say it. I don't think it was a big letdown because we all saw the writing on the wall. But it is sad to see E3 officially be buried and put out the pasture.
I thought when that announcement came through, I thought y'all resurrected it just to put it back in the ground because I thought it was already dead.
Same.
I they don't brought E3 back just to kill it. What are we doing? It's been over.
Mr. Norris, you got any more?
Man, I probably do. I just can't think of that. Yeah, I don't have anything right now. Um, yeah, I don't have anything.
Okay. So, any more in the comment section? Thank you, D2K, for that E3, putting that E3 in there because we was gonna skip by that. Anything else that we may have didn't see as a disappointment? I'm trying to read all these comments. Xbox brand in general was disappointing. That's what D2K said.
D2K don't gave us a dictionary word. Hold on, what do you say?
Where? Which one?
They don't gave us a dictionary word. How you say that?
Epithet.
Oh my god.
Epithet. Yeah, epithet. Yeah.
He sure did.
Trying to see if we missed anyone. Nia said, I never went back to Starfield post-release, but was it actually bad? She asking a question. Was Starfield actually bad? Keith, being the only person that has played it, I don't feel like it'd be right for me. I don't know. I don't know. Keith, was it actually bad or was it just not what you wanted? Play. Well, wait a minute. Nia, you kind of answering your own question. Never went back to Starfield post-release. So,
I mean, same sentiments.
Yeah.
Same sentiments. Was it? But honestly, was it that bad? No, I think I could have finished it. Honestly, the combat, the shooting wasn't bad. Probably some of the best shooting combat or whatever I've ever seen in a Bethesda game like that. But I just didn't care for the story. There was bugs, all of the loading screens, and it just the sense of exploration wasn't truly there. They talked about it. They gave you that 30-minute, 40-minute video and said all these things you can do, but it didn't really feel that way. It felt like a chore, and I just didn't feel like investing. So I was like, I'm not coming back. And then, unfortunately, that game Cyberpunk was resurrected, and Phantom Liberty came out not too long after that or before that. I can't remember. So it was just bad timing for Starfield.
Okay. Nia, if you would patronize me for a second, why didn't you return to it? Why haven't you returned to it? That'd be my question for you. Why haven't you returned to Starfield? What is the reason? Now I'll be looking in the comment section to see what you got to say. So, any other disappointments for 2023 gaming space? Let it be known in the comment section. So we're gonna move on. So let's go to standouts. Let's go to surprises of the year. What are some stuff that surprised you this year? Starting with you, K-Bun.
Okay, I'll go ahead and start off. This is probably the first thing on everybody's list. But the biggest surprises for me this year, and I hope it's a trend going forward, is no hype drops. I hope no hype drops like Hi-Fi Rush, like the God of War DLC. I hope that becomes, and I think Nintendo had a couple of things that were you can go play it now.
Metroid Prime remaster.
Yep.
Yeah, I knew they had something. Metro Prime remastered. I hope that continues to be a thing because with this age of technology and information, right? We hear stuff before we're supposed to hear it, leaks and everything else. But the biggest surprise to me is the no hype drops, and I hope they continue.
All right,
So
Mr.
that's my
Norris. No hype drops. That was a surprise. Not enough.
Metroid.
What you mean? Not enough hype drops? Is that what you're saying?
He said he just want that to be the trend, like moving,
Yeah.
like going to 2024. More announcements like day and date, right then. Go play it right now.
Right.
But good titles. But good titles.
Yeah.
I was just trying to make sure I was understanding why he was saying no hype drops. If he was saying
No hype means there's nothing. No hype behind it. It's just
no build.
hey,
up,
here's the
just
game.
right now. Go.
Yeah,
play
no build
it.
up. Yeah, no
Yeah,
build up.
I
Yeah,
got
no
you,
build
got
up.
you.
No hype. It's just boom. Here's the game. Whoa, really? Oh, you didn't hit me with ads on 15, 20-minute ads on YouTube now. You just dropped it. That's what I mean.
Okay, I got
Just
you. Got you.
instant drops.
For us
You can change the name.
elder statements, we got to know what these hip kids talking about nowadays. So I didn't know.
Lord
what
have
He
mercy.
called him a hip kid.
Go ahead, Mr. Norris.
Metroid Prime remaster. Just to kind of just pull that out of there. I didn't expect that at all. And then how quickly I went through that game, man, that was a joy. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I was reminiscing, thinking about my orange GameCube controller because I went out and bought one when that game came out because of Samus in her suit. So that was a highlight for me. Just to kind of piggyback off what K-Bun was saying, like I didn't think that was coming. I didn't know that was coming. And this, whoa, boom, here's the game that you remember, and we upped the graphics. So I really enjoyed Metroid Prime 4. I mean Metroid Prime Remastered. I wanted to enjoy Metroid Prime 4. There it is. That's the truth. But Metroid Prime Remastered.
Okay.
That was a really good surprise.
A standout, or we said standout, or surprise. That's what we said. Surprise for me was Mario. The Mario movie basically crushing everything at the theater and crossing over 1 billion and becoming the number one animated movie. I think didn't it surpass Frozen? Yeah, I think it did surpass Frozen. So that was a surprise. I knew it was going to do well. I didn't know it was going to do that well. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know the movie was going to do quite to that strategy. I remember us arguing, Keith, with K-Bump saying, hey, bro, it's going to do crazy numbers. I'm going to say I didn't expect it to do that. It was almost reminiscent of the original Black Panther. Like, we was hoping it would do good. None of us expected Black Panther to do what it did at the box office.
Not a billion.
I did not expect Mario to do that well, like to be received that well, even on the back of negative reviews and stuff. They really was giving it bad. A lot of people was giving it bad reviews, and even despite that movie did astronomical. There go one of them D2K words. So so I was pleasantly surprised by that. That shocked me. I was not expecting that. Any other ones?
All right.
Yeah.
Go ahead, K-Bun.
So another one of mine, which is a surprise of this year, was all the leaks and data breaches. And to me, there were the quality of data that was released was surprising to me because the Xbox data release, we saw their plans for the next 5 to 10 years. Like
Right.
we've never seen. To me, that's surprising. We've never seen a level of.
Breach.
I don't think we've seen a leak of that level, and to me, that was very surprising. And then the Insomniac leak that people were out there even playing the demo of the game. I don't know how many times I've seen a leak where the demo of the game has been released. Like to me, that is just two big leaks that weren't just okay. Here, even Cyberpunk. Remember, Cyberpunk got hacked and data breached before the end of that year, right?
Yeah.
And we didn't see a whole bunch of stuff. We didn't learn about a bunch of things from CD Projekt Red, but from these last two, It's been crazy. So to me, yeah, I completely say that's been a surprise for me. Is the data breaches and the leaks and the amount of hidden important information that's been released from them.
All right, Mr. Norris.
All right, to kind of piggyback off of that, all these leaks and data breaches, and we still got student loans. What are y'all doing? Video games?
Yeah, should be
Video
canceling them
games. That's what y'all ain't canceling no student loans. Erase it, delete. F5, nothing. You ain't do nothing. We still got these student loans. You gonna look at some games. Some games.
Use those talents
No, but
for better situations. That's what you saying, Keith?
man, use your talents for good. Sally Mae is waiting. No, but
Ah, man. That was a good one.
no, but kind of piggybacking, seriously piggybacking off what you said, level. That was a lot of high quality gaming to TV to movie releases this year.
Adaptation.
Adaptations. Thank you, adaptations. Twisted Metal, which I thought was fantastic. I don't think your kids should be watching it, but it was a fantastic show. Even though we hated watching how they changed the story right before our eyes of The Last of Us, it was still decent. You know what I mean? Like
that was good.
it was good. It
That was
you
good.
know, just being able to see it on the screen, I appreciate that. Like you said,
Remember when video game adaptation used to be completely trash? So these are good now. So
right.
that's not. We're not happy that the story changes, but we have to say they are good though. So we at least have that.
So yeah,
It's not Resident Evil or some of that other crap. The what's that? The Prince of Persia, Assassin's Creed. It's not those levels. It's actually good. So
Okay.
I'm shocked we ain't got a Call of Duty movie out yet.
Was you finished with your was you finished, Keith? What you were saying?
No, yeah, I was pretty much finished. I was just saying that good job on the adaptations this year, and like you said, Mario, literally reigned supreme. So, just wait on that next one.
Another standout for me was CD Projekt Red's recovery or bounce back with
Yes, sir. Yes,
with
sir.
Cyberpunk. That was a surprise because I did not see them recovering like they did.
Well, you did not.
And they absolutely recovered. That was surprising because the way that they launched that game, it should not have recovered. It should have been dead. It should have been a done deal. But to see them bounce back and redeem themselves like they did, dang, this is this really graphic? Twisted Metal?
Twisted Metal's good. It's graphic like that too.
Oh, okay, because we watching the trailer. I'm like, man, look at all that blood. But anyway, yeah, they redeeming themselves and repairing, somewhat repairing their name, and regaining some of their reverence and respect. Was a surprise, and I'm happy to be proven wrong. K-Bum didn't let me live it down, but I was happy to be proven wrong that they was able to recover and redeem themselves. Happy to see that their name is back in prominence, and of course we're gonna have a lifted eye. We're gonna have the rock eyebrow for their next project, but still. We gonna be looking forward to whatever Witcher is and whatever else. One game we did miss in the disappointment was Forspoken. I wanted to mention that as well. Forspoken was a big letdown for 2023. But go ahead. What else? Surprises, unexpected surprises.
Alan Wake 2 for me. Oh, I'm sorry. Was it your turn?
No, I was saying that's all I had for me. So I'll let you get the floor.
Oh, okay. Well, Alan Wake 2 was a huge surprise to me. I didn't think that game was going to come out and be as good as it was for me. The story, like it all of the accolades that it was receiving, all of the things that it won in those multiple Game Award shows, because we have more than Jeff out there, right? And I think I think that game really deserved the accolades that it was getting, the visuals, the storytelling, the acting, the voice acting rather. I think they did a really, really good job, and I think if you're a story-driven gamer, you would enjoy it. The action could have been more action, but the amount of action that they gave you, I think it was nice. I think it was a nice little piece. So Alan Wake 2, from what it was originally to being this third party game, and I remember when they was coming out with the specs, and was people was like, we're not gonna be able to run this game, and it is beautiful. It really is beautiful, and it will push your PC if you got one. But yeah, Alan Wake 2, man. If y'all haven't played it, go play that game. If you scary and squeamish, you probably don't want to play that game. I ain't gonna lie to you. You probably don't want to touch that game.
Now I wanted
So
to
so
ask
if
you
you're
this.
Nia, if you're Nia, don't go play it. That's what you're saying.
Essentially, you took the words right out of my mouth.
Now I wanted to ask you this. Now that you have played both Alan Wake 2, and we always, every time we watched it, we kept thinking of Resident Evil, right? Now you
Mhm.
have Alan Wake 2, you have beat it. Now you are 8 to 9 hours into Resident Evil 4 remaster or remake. I think is it remake or remaster? I think it's remaster.
I think it's remake.
It's a remake.
Or yeah.
Yeah, it is a
Yeah.
remake. So can you compare them, and how do you feel now that you're playing Resident Evil?
They're not comparable.
Okay, not okay.
Visually, they got the same type of over the shoulder, slow pace, dark scenes or whatever. Resident Evil 4 really is a shooting gallery type of game. It's not a horror game. Alan Wake is more of a horror game.
Okay.
I'll give this one away. There's a scene you're running in the forest and you're going to this old abandoned theme park. It's called Coffee World, I believe. And you're going to this theme park. You don't know what's coming around the corner. They're giving you the music that intensifies, and the way these enemies are. You got to shine the light on them first to reveal them, and then you fight them, right? But they can kill you without having to be revealed. So Alan Wake, and it's a linear game, but it's not as tight. Like Resident Evil 4 is tight. It's super linear. I think the biggest part is in the village when you run around in the village.
Right.
So Resident Evil 4 is super tight, one path. Alan Wake, there's multiple ways you can go. Like going when the very first area, there's multiple ways that you can run around in this area. It's linear. Don't get it twisted. Alan Wake 2 is linear as well, but they do a better job of masking it and giving you a more wide open space to run around in. Think like God of War, the 2018. Wasn't like a huge open world game. It was still linear, but you had enough freedom to like roam around until you didn't. So
Okay.
that's kind of what Alan Wake 2 is like.
So I shouldn't purchase Alan Wake thinking I may get something close to a Resident Evil.
No, this game is spooky. If you
Okay.
if you was scared off like what was the game y'all like Dead Space?
Dead Space.
Yeah, this one is creepy. It's really really creepy, and they do a lot of shock value in this game.
Oh no, Nia, I'm with you, Nia. I just stay on over here with this Evil Residence 4, and that's all the shock and value I need. Anyway, so that's it on special surprises. Let's go to standouts. All right, so what was a standout game for you this year? What stood out? What stood above the rest this year when it came to gaming? No matter the platform, what stood out to you? K-Bum, the floor is yours. Where K-Bum go? Where is he at?
Sorry, I am here. Can you hear me? Am I on
Yeah,
mute?
yeah,
Am
you
I
good.
am I
You good.
vocal? Am I loud? You was okay. All right, all right, all right. So standout game. It is not the game. I haven't played it this year, but I'm going to include it in the standout category because I absolutely believe it deserves to be here. It's already been talked about, so I won't hold the reveal. But to me, it's Cyberpunk 2077. If Cyberpunk 2077 was released in the form fashion that it is now, it would have been regarded as one of the greatest games ever made. I, I absolutely believe that. Just like The Witcher, made by the same company, is considered by some the greatest game ever created. If Cyberpunk would have released in the form fashion that it is, this game came out before next gen consoles came out. and this game is still considered by many the best looking game out there. Period. Running circles around mini games, even released this year, and mini games even utilizing the UE5 engine that just came out. So to me, Cyberpunk just it stands out among the rest. It stands head and shoulders, especially in the visual category, and then with the new addition with Phantom Liberty, and as far as the storytelling aspect of it, it stands head and shoulders over many. I think this game, even though it's not a brand new game for 2023, the Phantom Liberty is a new DLC for it, and I think and the changes they made for it has made it pretty much a new game. To me, it is an absolute standout, head and shoulders over the rest.
Okay, all right. Mr. Norris, what was a standout? What's your standout for this year?
Well, I was also going to say Cyberpunk. I really was. I got it wrote down right here. I was going to say.
You still saying?
I was going to say Phantom Liberty. And he's right. Everything Kayvon said was right. So I'm going to give some love to Pikmin 4. Just because
nice.
I don't think anybody would have said anything about that game. So I'm going to be the person to say, shun about the game and the ghetto pudding. Oh, she passed out. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Scratch that. I didn't say that.
Lord. Lord, you worse than level. Oh, Lord.
It's Bill Cosby. Get in the spirit. Pikmin 4. I like Pikmin 4. I think those Dandori battles that they created, if people actually were to give them a chance and they advertised it more, they really had something really cool with that multiplayer. Overall, the game itself, I think it's pretty good. I still think 3 kind of edges it out with the exploration or whatever, but Pikmin 4 is definitely a sleeper. I think people should definitely pick it up and play it. Definitely, it won Strategy Game of the Year on Jeff's platform, so that should say a lot. Pikmin 4. The only thing that I would say that if I was Nintendo going to Pikmin 5, dude, we gotta stop the broken Japanese. Just go ahead and give us English or give us voice acting. Like nobody cares at this point. Just give us voice acting, and I think you'll have a perfect cartoon strategy type game, and give us a little bit more strategy, like think a la Zelda, like here's the world and now you really have to explore. It's still kind of handheld a little bit, but it's fun. Pikmin is like a fun, relaxing game, and if you got a Switch, I say you should try it.
Okay. For me, man, and I never played this and I really wanted to, but a standout to me, and it ain't I got a few other ones, but it's Hi-Fi Rush. I really wanted to play this game, and it kind of go back to what K-Bum said early with those no hype drops. To not only be a no hype drop, and to be from what I've seen, what everybody talked about, a very quality, nuanced, a very dope take on rhythm-based games. This stood out to me, and I wanted this. If I'll just be honest with you, if Microsoft would have had a few more titles, I would have bought an Xbox Series X, kind of like what I did with the PlayStation 5. The reason I bought the PlayStation 5 is because it had Miles and it has Astrobot. Hi-Fi Rush would have been Astrobot for me for the Xbox. And if they would have had another title that I could deem worthy enough to get it, I would have got it. Because I want to play this game so bad. And because it looks so dope and it's so me. This is me. It's colorful, it's animated, it's hack and slash, it's not meant to be taken serious. Platforming, just seems like fun vibes to me. So Hi-Fi Rush was definitely a standout title to me, even though I did not physically play it. I believe it's good based on the testimonies of Keith, our very own Keith here, and other reviews that I've seen. This game just seems to be real cool, and the fact that it was no hype dropped and lived up to the hype. It actually was the standout game on the Xbox this year. I think it was the #1 game. It actually got nominated, and I think they won something.
They won.
This was a standout title to me. Hi-Fi Rush. Anybody else? Anything else? Another standout.
I agree with that.
I agree with you said. I agree with that.
That's one of the reasons why I wanted an Xbox too. Was that I have a 3-month Game Pass sitting here collecting dust because I was ready to go. I was ready to pull that trigger, man. So eventually I play Hi-Fi Rush at some point. Hopefully Xbox can give me a reason to buy their system. But yeah,
hopefully
I agree
they bring
with you.
it to other platforms or something too.
I mean, no, I want an Xbox. I want to buy. I like having all the systems.
Not this late into the generation. Not.
Yeah, I will. I have no problem. I'm still trying to get it free from my. If I can get it free from my job, I'll get it.
Okay.
I'll get it. But yeah, that's free.
Okay. Any other titles that will stand out to you, or anything that stood out to you this year?
Did Hogwarts come out this year? That was this year, right?
Yeah, it was hard.
Yeah.
Yep, that was this year.
I think I didn't play it. I do plan on getting that game at some point. I think Hogwarts coming out and still being successful, if you know what I mean. How people were saying that they were going to cancel the game, and I think the game itself stood the testament of that. You know, despite all the hate, and the game came out and people enjoyed it. And I actually been looking it up, and I think I might actually buy in and play it myself too. I don't know. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know nothing about that world. I watched one movie and that was it. The first one.
That is one more than I have.
Well, there you go. But I plan on playing it. I'm surprised Level ain't said that one game yet. With the 4 artists that look like turtles. They fight.
Well, but that ain't okay. You talking about Ninja Turtles?
Yeah.
Was it stand out to me? I don't know if it was stand out to me, but it was fun. I mean, because we had a good time. Dang, I forgot we played that and what was that? Streets of Rage, the new remake. Shredder's Revenge. I won't say it was stand out to me. It was just good. It didn't stand out, but it was definitely good. Now, what stood out to me was another one was the game that I can't show. Tears of the Kingdom. Tears of the Kingdom will stand out to me. This version of Ganon was superior to any Ganondorf we ever seen. Like, I that alone was enough for me. Like a Ganon who didn't play no games, who was about that business. He wasn't just shooting out projectile. He was actually pulling that sword out, going upside Link's head. I was for all that. I never felt so good losing. Never felt so good to lose and felt like I deserved to lose. I'm not ready to fight you, Ganon. You are the man. I ran up out of there so fast before he came like, nah, I ain't ready for you. So I come back. But Tears of the Kingdom definitely stand out to me. Definitely a cut above the rest. And you already know where I'm going by saying that. This game scratched every itch that I wanted to be scratched. It was Breath of the Wild done right. It had the boss that it needed to have. That's what made Breath of the Wild so. It was great, but there was still, like me and Keith said, there was always something missing with Breath of the Wild. And it was the boss. There was no real boss. There was no real antagonist that you felt like was an antagonist. It was just this presence that loomed over everything called Calamity Ganon, but it wasn't nothing really, But Tears of the Kingdom gave Breath of the Wild the boss that it deserved. And it gave Ganon the presence that we have never really seen. We never seen this Ganon before. And I hope that this is just a testament to what Nintendo got cooking up for the next boss or the next iteration of Ganon. I don't know what they're going to go, But yeah, this Ganon made this game so stand out to me. I don't care what Baldur's Gate did with character. There is no Ganon in Baldur's Gate. So, Tears of the Kingdom definitely stand out for me.
I want to give an honorable mention to the Wind Waker Ganon too. I don't know if you remember him.
Yeah,
that dude was
he was dope. He was dope.
he was kind of dope, man. He was kind of dope.
True. He wasn't this Ganon, but he's definitely dope. Any K-Bum, any more standouts?
No, I just pretty much had that one. I'm trying to think of another one while I'm here, but no, I pretty much just had that one. I think that was my standout.
Any standouts in the comment section? Keith, you got another one, or we can move on.
Yeah, I think.
Well, Key actually said his second one because he said his was first was Cyberpunk, so his second was Pikmin.
Pikmin.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I see Nia saying Monolith Soft is the only Nintendo developer that does full voice acting. Absolutely true. We probably gonna go a little longer than we normally do. So let's kind of break. Let's go to rating. My bad. Rating the big three this year. Let's start with Microsoft. See, that's why I wanted to say we started that. But hey, we got a little bit out the way. So starting with you, Mr. Norris, how do you rate Microsoft in 2023?
Y'all probably be surprised. I'm not gonna like really give them any slander like that. I'm gonna actually say I rank them a C. Despite not having the huge title, they did have a consistent enough titles coming out on Game Pass. Now we ain't like them, you know what I'm saying? But I'm also trying to look at it from a Xbox gamers perspective, and they did have games for them, including the third party games. They had all the third party games, and then they had the Hi-Fi Rush, which we just praised. And then you can play all of these games on Game Pass. Starfield, Far Cry 6, Halo Infinite is having a resurgence. I don't know if y'all knew that or not. Liza P was free on Game Pass. And, I think Liza P was winning awards too. I think.
You did.
Yeah, we're not gonna talk about Redfall. That don't exist. Starfield, for some, it's a mid game to me, but for some, it was a great game. A Plague Tales Requiem, or however you say that, came out. Beautiful game. Just Sun. On all of these games are coming out, and you were able to play them on Game Pass. So because of that, I'm gonna give them a C, just a C. I don't think they did anything particularly great this year, which they had the opportunity. Because like if they could just build upon this and give us those bangers, give us the what's that girl? What we waiting on? The girl with all the talking with the whisper. What is the game called?
All the talk.
Hellblade. Yeah.
It's like all the talking. Lord have mercy.
Give us a release date. Give us a release date.
Give us a release date.
If we could just get a release date,
bro.
If we could just get a release date, just get one or two of those, man, and you would change the narrative. So for me, I give them a C. I don't think they did anything great, but they did have, like, and Sea of Stars was on there. You know what I mean? Like, there's game. They do have games. It's just not enough to go out and spend $3.99, $4.99. Heck, people don't even want to steal an Xbox out of Best Buy. Nobody wants the console, but they did. Game Pass did do its thing, and I can't take that away from them. So that, and they always got controllers. They got controllers forever. You know, that was a joke.
We got controllers though.
But we got Smash Bros though.
Go ahead, Mr. K-Bump. What? How do you rate Microsoft this year?
You know what? I had a grade in my head, and then listening to Keith, I said, you know what? Maybe I'm being too harsh, right? And so I'm actually going to raise my grade up, and I'm going to give them uh, a 6 out of 10. Because they still sucked. I don't care.
Oh yeah,
So
for sure.
it was
For
much
sure.
lower than 6. I give you that. So you help them get a D minus. So good job, Keith. Um, the reason why I think it is such a low grade for me is that they've done nothing to move the needle. Nothing. You don't get pats on the back for being last place. Good job. You did so well at last place. No, you want to win, and you spent billions and billions of dollars to win. You don't spend billions of dollars for pats on the back. So it's nice to haves, but even your flagship system, your flagship item, which is Game Pass, is not even increasing in uh, 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 owners, or sorry, people actually going out there and buy it. So how good is it really? So I give them. Matter of fact, I'm going back down to a 5. Forget that. I was at a 6. I just convinced myself to go back down. Uh, so no, I don't think they did a good year. I had a good year. I don't think they've changed the perspective. I don't think they moved the needle. I don't think they've given people slight hope. $68 billion of slight hope with the purchase of Activision, and whatever they're doing and with their current first parties. But for 2023, it's a 5 out of 10. It's still enough. Still failing. You're still not getting it right. You're still not getting the job done. You're still not producing games that makes people want to buy a system. The game was $150. The system was $150 off, and we still didn't think it was worth the purchase. They got a 5 out of 10.
Okay, so listening to Mr. Norris and then K-Bum, I was kind of in the same boat as K-Bum, but really not. It's an F for me. Keith, what Keith said, I was like, Keith being nice. He been bashing them all year. He felt like on the end of the year, I'll be nice and kind. Because the truth is, Microsoft either got an F or I for incomplete.
Complete.
Because
Incomplete.
they did not do anything, like you said, K-Bum, to move the needle. And the one game that they gave us, which was, 2 games. The one game that's supposed to have been the needle mover end up being a dud. And the other game was a no hype drop that, shocked everybody. But they to me, they did that wrong, because that may have moved the needle a little bit, was Hi-Fi Rush. So they didn't do what they needed to do. They didn't do what they needed to do to put them in a better position between the 3. Now, we're not into console wars here or anything like that, but this is competition. They are competing against PlayStation and now for legitly the Nintendo. And to me, out of them big 3, Microsoft just didn't do what they needed to do this year. I'm playing a trailer of all these titles that's supposed to be in development and all this stuff. And how many years are we into this? The Xbox Series X came out in what, 19?
I think it was COVID, right?
It was,
Or
it was the year before COVID.
was
So
year
19,
before COVID.
it was 2019. So it came out 2019. Here it is going into 2024, and there really isn't anything to really write home about. And I think the highest game that they had was the one that you was talking about that came out last year was, what was that? The game by Bethesda. But it released on PlayStation.
Deathloop.
Deathloop was a standout.
Deathloop's still an exclusive for Sony.
Yeah. It still is exclusive to Sony? I thought it came out on Xbox.
I think it's still exclusive.
Or Deathloop? No, that's on Xbox.
It's on Xbox.
That's on Xbox. Okay.
Also.
Right, my
But yeah,
bad.
you
My
got
bad,
you got Deathloop, and then you got Hi-Fi Rush, and the rest of the stuff they gave you is okay to mediocre, subpar. And they got Game Pass. So, like, I'm looking at this trailer right now, Hellblade. We've been seeing Hellblade for the last 4 or 5 years. Even before they released the Xbox Series X, we saw Hellblade 2, and it still ain't. I think they just gave us 2024 as a release date. I don't even think they gave us a day or month. So all like Keith said, they need to figure their stuff out next year. We don't want to hear no more whispering, no more voices, no more studio acquisitions. We want games, Microsoft. Games. If you're not going to give us games, then I may actually start hearing whisperings in my voice, in my head, and to not buy you. Anyway, so yeah, I think they got an F or I for incomplete. D2K said a Q for quit. That's what D2K said.
I want to clarify my position. The reason I can grade them a little higher is because I actually subscribe to Game Pass. And Game Pass afforded me a lot of games that I wanted to try, and I'm so glad I didn't buy them. Rise of P being one of them. Oh, thank God for Game Pass. Because that's a lot of games that I didn't have to pay for that I wanted to try.
So basically, you saying that Xbox was giving you gave you a system that let you demo everything,
saving you money
and
pretty much
on bad Xbox games.
Pretty much.
Okay. Anything else on Microsoft before we move over to? I guess we go Sony next. All right, K-Bum, the floor is yours. Sony, what's your grade? What's your rate? For
Okay. So, as we've talked about earlier, and I stated that the first party were pretty dry this year from Sony. They didn't really do too much to push anything. Right? They released the PlayStation Portal, which to some was pretty good. It was a device that we hated on for the longest. Apparently, it's finding a home somewhere with some people. It's sold out before it even hit, before it launched. So some people find it useful. I am yet to be that person. Maybe I will be in the future, but not right now. And then they were kind of dry on the first parties. They had some remixes, some remakes. Then they had some good releases. They had some game of the year games. So out of all of that, all of what Sony have done this year, I'm going to give them a B minus. I think the only thing that keeps them in the B range is the fact that Spider-Man is a great game. Insomniac knows how to tell a story. That's one thing they know how to do. They know how to do it well. And Insomniac knows Spider-Man. They're pretty good. I mean, the voice actor for Spider-Man, I think he is top notch and should be mentioned among some of the top voice actors in the game today. I definitely think that there's some big things heading down the line. The DLC drop with God of War was good, but it barely stays in the B category for me. So it's a B minus for me from Sony. Hopefully, with some more time, some exclusives, and some bigger reveals, 2024 may be a better year for them.
Okay, Mr. Norris, Sony, what's your grade? What's your rate?
So I've been trying to go back and forth, kind of going back and forth between either a C or a D. I think both Sony and Microsoft are kind of mid this year. Sony being that, like K-Bum mentioned, I mean, Spider-Man. That's it. And I was going back and looking because I played a lot of Sony games this year. They just didn't come out this year. So the fact that we're so accustomed to, and it's their own fault, we're so accustomed to getting a lot of great titles from Sony. I'm gonna go to a C just because that DLC that they dropped. But I'm gonna land at a C. But they didn't come out with a lot of stuff, and then the closure of studios. Even though I agree with the idea of canceling Factions 2, the fact that happened, I'm not going to count this leak against them, because Sally Mae still sitting up there sitting pretty. But I don't think Sony had a good year. But I think even though they didn't have a good year, I still think they had a better mind share still than Microsoft. Even when Sony is not even doing their best, Microsoft still can't seem to overtake them, and I fully expect them to have a better year coming up, 2024. But this year they were mid tier to me.
Okay. So for me, I'm gonna give Sony a C, either C or C plus. I'm gonna stay with a C, and the reason I'm gonna say C is because y'all all said it. Spider-Man was a stellar title, but also they released some devices this year. They released the Portal, and they released the Slim. Right? Didn't they release the Slim this year?
Yeah. The
forgot
Slim
about
is
the
gonna
Slim.
replace the current
So
system.
So they released the Slim, they released the Portal, they had Spider-Man, I think they had a few, and then of course third party. I don't think they had to do a lot this year, but that don't mean just because you didn't have to do a lot, don't mean you could have did a little bit more. I think they did rely on third party a lot this year to carry them over, which wasn't bad. And again, they in a position where they don't have to do much. Spider-Man 2 was an excellent game. And, even looking at Nintendo, what we get Nintendo this year? Tears of the Kingdom, Pikmin 4, and what else? Oh, Nintendo killed it this year. Anyway, so, but yeah.
I'm waiting on it.
Yeah.
I'm waiting on it.
Yeah, I had to think about that. Nintendo killed it this year. But anyway, so I would say, like I said, Sony, they've been doing about 2 to 3 first-party titles a year. They did give us a remake. Last of Us, what was it, 2 this year? What was that?
One. Last was
that
one.
this year?
That was this year.
That was this year. So, with all that being said, they still had one of the biggest anticipated games of the year, which was Spider-Man 2. And it lived up to the hype. And, so they did what they needed to do. Microsoft had more to prove. Sony did not, and they acted like it. So I give them a C. I think they did all right. I think they stayed the course, and they gave us a stellar game in this year that we're gonna remember for a long time. So I'll say a C for me for Sony. The Portal ended up being surprising. People are, like you said, K-Bum, is finding a home with folks, and like I said, and they gave us a Slim for a revision of their home console and the Slim. So they did some stuff this year. I think that's enough for a C. Nothing mind-breaking other than Spider-Man was a crazy game. But anything else with Sony? Oh, okay. So for the last group, Nintendo. I guess I'm gonna start with you, Mr. Norris, and I'll bring it to you, K-Bum.
Let me get out the way. So I'm not the one not Nintendo guy. So let me get my grade out so that I'm not persuaded by anybody. Okay. So my grade for Nintendo, I give them for this year is actually a straight A. Is what I give them. They
gotta put the music on that. Wait a minute, bro.
They released
Hold up, K-Bum. I'm hyped.
Arguably the best game of the year. Tears of the Kingdom.
A?
Matter of fact,
You gave it an A?
Let's not talk about the fact that they had two games in the game of the year category. Let's talk about that. They had both Mario Wonder and Tears of the Kingdom in the game of the year category. That already tells you that they're doing some good. They're doing.
But we
some
got
good things.
Smash
And then
Bros though.
Pikmin 4, which I don't give a dang about, but it is a really good game. And also we're hearing the fact that they've released the Metroid Drop remaster, which everyone that I've kind of looked at and listened to have spoke highly of. So to me, I think they still had what was RPG? Was that this year?
Yep.
Or that's next year.
Yeah, that's
That's
this year.
this year.
Remake.
RPG, Mario RPG, the remake for Mario RPG. I thought they gave a lot for a system to be at this point. of his lifespan and released 2 bangers, Game of the Year candidates. The 4th entry of a good series that people enjoy, some remasters that people weren't expecting, and just some nice quality drops throughout. I thought they did stellar. I mean, I'm not even gonna let my Sony love uh, displace the truth, and that I think they had a pretty good year, especially when I talk about the drought of Sony, and I look over there on the other side to see them releasing some bangers. So that's my grade. That's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna give them a straight A, not an A minus, not A plus. Just a straight A. I thought this was a pretty good year, and they finished off the Mario Kart tracks, which I thought was bogus anyway. But they finished off the Mario Kart tracks for those who were wanting something new to play with their 25-year-old Mario Kart 8 game. So that's my take.
All right, okay. I'm shocked, K-Bum. All right, hey, all right.
But we got Smash Bros.
Go ahead,
though.
Mr. Norris. What's your grade? First of all, DJ Fanatic said, "I'm proud of you, K-Bum. Proud of you, bro. Proud of you."
If anything, I'm honest. You know, I'm honest, man. I'm not a hater unless it's Xbox.
Go ahead, Norris. What's your grade for Nintendo this year?
It has to be an A plus. It has to be an A plus. My original score was A. You ever played spades? Check this out. Listen to this. You ever played spades and it's your turn to cut the cards and you don't really want to cut the cards, you just kind of tap the top?
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing to K-Bone's comments. I'm just gonna tap the top. I ain't got nothing to say. That's my plus. That's my plus. He said everything I would have said anyways. Nintendo did their thing this year.
Yeah,
They did their thing this year. Like, what more can I say? I mean, Metroid at the top of the year is a remaster, sure, and then they ended it with a remaster with Mario RPG. And for those who have never played any of these titles, here's your opportunity to play them in their fullest glory. You know what I mean? What more can we say about Zelda Tears of the Kingdom? You know, it's at the top of everybody's list, and it's probably going to be at the top of the list years from now. You know what I mean? Pikmin is probably going to be replayed, and folks are going to be like, "Oh, this really was good." And you know, all those people who didn't play it this year, it's still out there. It's those games are out there. You got the Neil was saying in the comment section, the Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Like, if you are going through those games, here's more content for you, story content for you to play. Mario Kart. I'm just basically saying what K-Bum said. It's Nintendo did their thing. You know what I mean? I'm almost curious as to see what level can add to this conversation. Nintendo A plus. A plus. Do it again. 2024. Do it again. Don't let me down. 2024. Do it again, please. Thank you.
Can I add anything to what K-Bum said? Sure. No, he hit it right on the nail. Nintendo killed it this year. I mean, they started out killing it. They never left. As a Nintendo fan, you had something throughout the year to anticipate and look for, to expect. You had the drop of Metro Prime remaster. You had Tears of the Kingdom, all the trailers that was coming out. All that hype. Then you got Pikmin 4. Then you got Mario Wonder. And there's a whole bunch of other titles I'm not even mentioning that was also dropped on the Switch this year. Stuff that I didn't even get. I didn't even get Pikmin 4. So, yeah, Nintendo loaded it up this year. And every one of their games delivered. I think all their games got nominated in one respect or another. All of them. I think the only one that didn't make, I think even Metroid got nominated, if I'm not mistaken. So
I don't think so. I can't remember.
Didn't they have like a remake category or something like that?
They need one if they don't.
Well, I know Pikmin 4 did. I know Mario Wonder did. Tears of the Kingdom did. They had Mario the movie come out. Nintendo rocked it this year. Matter of fact, forget that. They got a A plus 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 plus. That's what they got. They killed it this
Yeah, I
year.
know I shouldn't win first because these dudes done. these dudes going. They like K-Ball said it's good. Let's take it to the max.
But no, let's be real though, K-Bum.
Oh man,
They
that's funny.
2023 for Nintendo was retarded. From the theater to the
I have
games.
nothing bad to say. I
Yeah,
literally have
to the
nothing bad to say
sales
about
of
it.
the
I'm
Switch
just saying,
at this
y'all
late
going ham for
stage.
it though.
I mean, with the sales of the Switch at this late stage, it's still selling. They killed it at the box office.
Oco Studios.
They opened up the Universal thing. That's doing well. Like Nintendo killed it, man. They killed it this year. Let's just be real. They killed it this year. What did Prime say? He said, and in year 6, the Switch still sold 16. But like I just said, 16.4 million units. That's 3 million more than the total sales of the Wii U. But the Switch did it at the end of its life cycle. Just a testament to hopefully that Nintendo don't read that statement and think, hey, we can keep going with this. So, but yeah, they get an A plus 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 from me. They killed it. They did, man. Thank you, K-Bun, for helping us to really showcase how Nintendo did this year. Thank you,
Really
K-Bun.
go into your fandom.
Thank you. And as always,
But we got
and
Smash
I said all of
Bros,
this without with very little. Oh no, did what's that come out? Did we play Splatoon this year? That was last year. No, that was the end of last year.
We're not
we
gonna bring
played
up
Splatoon.
Splatoon. We're not gonna
That
bring
was-
that price up. Because we both said we're not getting it.
Oh
Hey,
man,
but we
hold on.
gotta get it, man. I already got it coming in on GameFly. Everybody gotta play. Man, y'all not gonna get the PlayStation guy, gonna get the Nintendo game. We go out and buy it, and haven't played it but 3 times. I haven't even touched that game.
K-Bone
Anyway.
finesse. He sent his back. We still got our game.
Yep, that thing back in the offices of GameFly.
So anyway, so we all say Nintendo did excellent this year. Sony, they kept it steady. Microsoft, pull your britches up, get your act together. You need to get a job. Let me stop. Anyway, so the last subject, game of the year. Now, this is your personal game of the year. Because we gotta wrap this up. We put close to 2 hours. I'll start with you, K-Bump. What was your game of the year? And why?
My game of the year. So going off base of the game that I guess played the most, had some of the most fun on this year. What would probably be second place for game of the year? Because I would probably say Overwatch 2 for second place for game of the year. It is one of those ongoing games. I put some more hours into this game. I'm looking at it, 253 more hours into just the new Overwatch 2. So I put a good amount of time into that game now, compared to the 1,300 hours I put in the original Overwatch. So I'm still pushing the time there. So that would be my number 2 runner up if I had one for game of the year. But my game of the year, the game I enjoyed the most, would have to be Marvel Spider-Man 2. I think that is that is definitely my game of the year. Definitely have it picked up. I really enjoyed Miles in this one. I think you were spot on level. Miles stepped it up big time in this game. They gave him some huge roles and some huge moments. So I am ecstatic for his future and what they're going to do with Miles. There's some reveals that I can't say that kind of talks about the future of the franchise. Um, but I'm excited for Miles uh, and what they're going to do with him. Oh, one side note before I move on, but this is my game of yours is Marvel Spider-Man 2. Um, in Marvel Spider-Man 2, in just the Marvel this game, they are really just the word I'm looking for.
Cracking the surface.
No, 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 no.
Oh,
They are really just open about this secret identity thing.
oh
Because there
yeah,
are
yeah,
plenty
yeah.
times where Miles is calling the Peter Parker Spider-Man Peter around other people, and they're standing in the garage, door open, with both of their masks off in the middle of a suburb. I'm like, so we just don't care at all about hiding secret identity. Okay, okay, all right, that's cool. I'll note that for future reference because I don't know how Norman Osborn doesn't know who's Spider Man is because I thought it was just so obvious. But anyway, but yeah, Marvel Spider Man 2.
Okay. Mr. Norris, what is your game of the year and why?
Man, how can I top Spider-Man? I'm just playing. Um, man, so many great games came out this year. Starfield, Redfall, you know.
Brother, he won't let him breathe, bro. He's smothering the Microsoft.
All right, I'm done. I'm done. I'm sorry. No, but if I had any runner ups to the throne, it would be Alan Wake 2 and Cyberpunk, Phantom Liberty. I think those two games. Now I want to bring those up first because I think those two games were amazing. I've been praising Alan Wake since it came out. After I even completed it, I haven't even completed Cyberpunk because I don't want to be done with the game, right? Because I know how I am. Once I beat a game, I'm pretty much moving on, and it'll be a while before I go back to it. Um, so at some point, I'm going to finally complete that story, Phantom Liberty, but it should be obvious by now. My game of the year is Tears of the Kingdom. Tears of the Kingdom is everything that I wanted from Breath of the Wild. As far as like the story goes, level you hit the nail on the head when you was talking about Ganon and how the final battle was extremely epic, and that's what we wanted. And it made sense, and it gave sense as to why you were even doing it. You know who you were out there fighting for, and when she appeared on the screen and aided you in the battle and all of that stuff. And it was like, yes, this is why we're here. This is why we're doing this, right? And then the whole the underground. What is it called? What is it called? The depths. The depths. And then you got the depths. Like I still got stuff to do in the depths. Like I still got place. I still got place to go. I didn't even complete it. So I still got stuff to do. I didn't do everything in the sky. So there's still a lot of things I could be doing in Zelda right now. Like after I get off the podcast, if I wanted to. Zelda is that game that keeps on giving. To anybody out there who says it starts off slow, yada yada yada, maybe it's not for you. I'm not even going to sit here and pretend like everybody should be playing Zelda. Although I feel like everybody should be playing Zelda. You know,
I know somebody don't want to play it.
talking about yourself.
Yep.
But it really is like the first portions of the game. If you just stay on the beaten path, like it's going to bring you into the game until you're ready to go out and explore. Like, and I think they did a really good job with that. And on that path, you're going to be learning how to like protect yourself from the elements of the world, fighting different things, running into that dude who's trying to hold up those signs. You're going to see a lot of stuff on that journey until you're ready to just run off and do your own thing. And I think they did it correct this time around, you know. And I can't wait to see what they're gonna do with Zelda next. I know a lot of people are trying to go back to the. You know, I saw Nia tweet. She was like, "Y'all really want to go back to the three items, collect 4 items, and beat the game? Because that's what Zelda used to be. You collect 3 items, open up the world, collect 4 more items, and that was it. I don't want to do that either. So I don't want to go back to the linear Zeldas. I love the open world Zelda. If they can figure out even a better way to tighten it up, sure, that'll work for those people. But yeah, Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, game of the year. Sorry, Starfield, probably the game of the generation.
Okay, so for me, as Keith already let you know, my game of the year absolutely is Tears of the Kingdom. I mean, I know Boulder Gate won, but I feel like that was people just following the bandwagon and feeling like they obligated to say Boulder Gate because Breath of the Wild won already. And like with God of War, we can't give it to him twice. That's what I felt like happened. We all saw the writing on the wall. But I believe Tears of the Kingdom is the game of the year. Now, Spider-Man was a great game. It was great, excellent story. Had some aspects to it that was kind of cringy and kind of like why? But for the most part, definitely a great story. Definitely a great game. But Tears of the Kingdom was just on another level of experience. Now I will say this: like Spider-Man, Tears of the Kingdom did start slow. Once you got off the, once you leap down to get your to get the Ultra hand. That part was kind of churry. It was fun, but I think what hurt it was the fact that we seen it so much in the trailers and Enuma played it so much. We had already seen it, even though we hadn't done everything in that area. We seen it, so it wasn't our first time seeing the gold trees and being out in the clouds and all that stuff. So I think the trailer and the demonstration from Nintendo actually hurt the opening segment of Tears of the Kingdom. Had they not shown any of that and we got to experience it for the first time, I think it would have been a lot different. But once you get off there and you get down to the Earth or to Hyrule, man, this game is so overwhelming. You don't even know what to do with so much to do. It's so many places to go. You got the depths. You got to go. You can go back up into the clouds. You can go as far as your eyes can see, and it's your choice. You go when and where you want to go. You can build stuff. You don't have to build stuff, but there's so much stuff here. I want to build stuff, but I don't know how to build stuff, and it was just overwhelming. I don't know how Keith remember, but it took a while for me just to get on a path and stay on it, cause it was just so much to do. And it was just all thrown into your lap. And it was like, oh, my God, this is I never felt so overwhelmed in a game like this before. I think the only other game that overwhelmed me like this was, and it wasn't because of what they threw at it, was because of the difficulty of the game, was Elden Ring. Elden Ring was overwhelming. But this game was overwhelming, and it took me, I would say, a couple of weeks just to ground myself to be like, okay, let's go this direction, and let's go after this particular, I forgot the four disturbances. Let's go in this direction and deal with this disturbance. And then you get to going that way, you can see all the hieroglyphs, and all of a sudden you think, dang, what's that on that hill? It was so distracting. Man, it was just... That's what makes Tears of the Kingdom. And then Ganon. Oh, my God. I can't say enough about this dude as a boss, as a villain, as an antagonist. He was just that deal. I was rooting for him. Like, go. I'm rooting for Ganon. And when you see Zelda floating and disappearing, it was like, K-Bubby, if you think Spider-Man's story was great, Zelda's story is great in Tears of the Kingdom. It's a great story. It's voice acted. It's great story. It's great dialogue. K-Bubby, I'm gonna be honest with you, it's better than Spider-Man. It really is. It's better than Spider-Man's story. I hate to say it. Now it ain't gonna be acted out to the Spider-Man level. So I'm not gonna be hypocritical. But the story in itself and what you're dealing with and what you're going through, to me, made sense all the way through. Spider-Man lost some elements in it. Like when you got it, like some of us just kind of like, oh, okay, can we wrap this up on certain parts. So I would say I enjoyed Zelda's story. Like the story really gripped me.
Well, I
Go
don't
ahead.
think Spider-Man 2 story was better than Spider-Man 1 story. So
I agree. That's what I'm saying.
saying.
Two story wasn't that
Okay.
great. So that's what I'm saying. If you're a story guy, I think Zelda's Tears of the Kingdom story will grip you. I think Ganondorf will grip you. When you walk into the final battle, and he just sitting there in that kind of samurai, like a royal samurai pose, just sitting there like, and he stand up and you see his toes, and he stand up, and he got so much. It's almost like he has honor, but he doesn't. It's weird. It's like
He's kind of like a Thanos.
Yeah,
in a way.
Yeah, and it's like, man, and he stepped down there, and when you are dealing with something. This is not a joke. So I lost a few times. I'm gonna be honest with you. I lost a few times and didn't care because I wanted to see that opening scene again when he stands up and he does his speech. His speech, that's one of the best speeches ever. And basically saying, you trying to stop me from being who I am destined to be. The audacity you to try to inhibit me from becoming what I'm supposed to be. Like Ganon was not joking. Like, I'm supposed to be king. What are you doing? Get in line, Link. So, oh my God, I enjoyed it. I hated that I finished it because I'm like you, Keith. Once I finish the game, I'm done. And that's why I was kind of hesitant to finish Spider-Man. But I wanted to go ahead and move on to either Survivor or Resident Evil 4. So I was like, let me go ahead and finish Spider-Man, and I'll come back and do some of the other storylines in the game. But Tears of the Kingdom, man, it was, to me, it's the unannounced. To me, it is the actual game of the year. I don't care what they say with Boulder Gate. I believe Tears of the Kingdom was actually the game of the year. I believe if people really said that what they really, really felt.
I would disagree with you on that, but that's perfectly fine because
I don't care.
I understand what you're saying. I know you don't care, but
I just do.
But if you listen to the reactions and the conversations about Boulder Games when it released, it was incredible. It's an incredible game. So I understand the incredibleness and the feeling that you got from this, but I'm not going to take anything from Boulder Gate because the reactions and the scores and the conversations people have with this game and how perfect it was. Yeah, I you can go off a limb and say yeah, it's the game of the year, but
I'm
arguably
not taking nothing. I'm not
has
taking
every right and sense.
No, I'm not.
No, but you're saying that people are really true to the heart. They really receive.
That's why I'm saying
Tears
what
of
I'm
the
saying.
Kingdom.
As a reason, I'm gonna say this: every review, every place that I've seen that gave Boulder Gate, they said it was a hard decision. They kept saying, all of them said it was a close race between it and Tears of the Kingdom. And I believe Tears of the Kingdom lost because Tears of the Kingdom was the second entry into a continuing storyline, and I think it suffered the same thing God of War Ragnarok suffered. That it was a continuing storyline, and they didn't feel like they can. Well, not because some did give Breath of the Wild Game of the Year, but some felt like, can we really do that, or should we give this game Boulder Gate Game of the Year? I believe deep down, it may be my bias speaking. Definitely is. But K-Bum, it could be your bias speaking against now. But anyway.
I'm not speaking. I'm not speaking to anything. I just gave Nintendo hey, calm down now.
No, I'm just saying. I do believe if the choice was given between the two games, Breath of the Wild would be chosen. If they had never played neither one, I believe Breath of the Wild Tears of the Kingdom will be chosen over Boulder Gate. But I'm being biased. Definitely being biased.
I'll say, yeah, that's definitely biased. Me and you both are biased in this regard, and that's okay. Everybody has their thing, because I don't know anything about Baldur's Gate. So for me to say that it's not a good game, yada yada yada, I can't say that. But Tears of the Kingdom is that game. And when you were talking, I wanted to bring this up. It's a certain intuitiveness that you do with Zelda. Like there's a tower that you have to set fire to the thorns, but it's also raining. Like it's really raining, so you can't light your fire. So you have to do something to stop it from raining, or do I don't want to say, because I know some people still are playing it. But you got to do something to figure out how to get those thorns out so you can get into that tower, so you can do that portion of the map. And it's those types of things. Like it's almost everywhere you go, even when you're off the beaten path, there's stuff you got to figure out. Like there's still things that's still so intuitive that it feels like it's a part of the main, even though towers are, but it feels like it's a part of the main story. You know what I mean? So for us biased Zelda fans, we enjoy those little quirks because we were so used to that being a part of the linear path. Now it's just out in the world, and I stumbled upon it organically. You know what I mean? Like I was over here playing in the bushes, and what is this? You know, we get that sense of freedom that we get from Zelda. That when I look at a game like Baldur's Gate, I don't see that at all. I see like some point and click stuff, and I'm just like, this don't look right. And then all the stuff you hear about what you can do in the game, you know what I mean? Like that, none of that does it for me. You know what I mean? Baldur's Gate, when I look at it, I'm like, and I try to watch the reviews. I can't even get in the reviews. Like I can't even find a way to get interested in this game. I wanted to try it. Right, I wanted to give it a chance because I didn't. I'm biased, but I also want to be fair. I couldn't even get into the reviews, man. So, yeah. But Tears of the Kingdom, man. I think, and like I was saying, I think if you were to give the story a chance, I'm not telling you and advocating you to go play it, but I think you would enjoy the story. Heck, just watch it on YouTube. It is what it is.
Yeah, the story is good, man. And
I think you're cheating yourself, but I think you can just watch it on YouTube. It's a good story.
Yeah, and I ended like that. Like I said, we can't speak for or against Boulder Gate. I'm definitely K-Bum definitely right. Let me admit, in the end of 2023, K-Bum is right. I'm being biased, but I don't care because I love this game. So, but yeah, it's just an excellent game, man, and it really just, to me, it encapsulated everything we wanted in Breath of the Wild. Tears of the Kingdom was that. And it was that on steroids. I mean, honestly, to be honest with you, it was in some ways, it was a little too much. It was too much that they gave you the ability to do. And so, definitely my game of the year. And like you said, it's going to be a while before a game really topped that title for me. I put that one up there with Ocarina of Time and Uncharted 2 in how I felt when I first played it, because Uncharted 2 gave me vibes that I've rarely experienced. The story, like I was playing a movie. I never experienced nothing like that, and it just, to this day, Uncharted 2 has stood the test of time for me as one of the greatest games ever made. Ocarina of Time, same feeling. And Tears of the Kingdom, same, cause of Ganon. It was strictly, if you remove Ganon, it loses something. But Ganon took this game over the top for me. Just the way he was portrayed, the fear that even the Phantom Ganon just struck fear, man. Them hands, oh my God, the Phantom hands. Jesus, I ran from them for about, I think I was 100 hours in, still running from them things. It took me a while to build up the confidence, even to fight his hands, to find out that there is a second part to the fight, that you fight Phantom Ganon after that. Like, bro, because I ran from them, that's just that much.
They don't stop coming, and they don't stop either.
Yeah, they chase you forever, bro. So yeah, that's my game of the year. What's your game of the year? Let us know in the comment section. We announce some of y'all games of the year. Like I said, K-Bum said Spider-Man 2. I'll definitely. That's one of the best games of the year. Definitely. Mario Wonder is another dope one. I still plan on getting Pikmin. For Nintendo, if they would drop their prices, I would have it. I would. I wasn't finna spend $59.99 on nothing this year. I got 3 games for basically $70. So anyway, any games of the year I see DJ Fanatic game of the year, Tears of the Kingdom. Tears of the freaking Kingdom. That's my game. Let me see if the Nia put a game up here. Did D2K. 2023 was pretty good year for gaming. To be honest, that's what Nia said. Ganon got hands in Tears of the Kingdom too. Okay, so who else? Put your game of the year down here. Let us know. I'll give it a shout out real quick. But any expectations for next year? Anything you're looking for in next year, K-Bum?
I don't think we had this at the topic. I wasn't ready. Okay, so expectations for me for next year is Microsoft's first party. That's my expectation. I'm expecting big things from Microsoft's first party. I know we saw in the one of their reveals they did in the summer that there's a lot of first parties coming from them in 2024. So I expect some good first party games from Microsoft in 2024. I'm expecting. I'm expecting Switch 2. I almost took your Joy-X. I'll just leave it at that. So I'm expecting some information from that. I'm expecting another, possibly a PlayStation Pro from the PlayStation side. So I'm expecting that for next year, and hopefully some advancements in UE5, the UE5 engine. So I'm expected to get blown out of the water with some UE5 games. They haven't done it yet. There's been some good UE5 games, but nothing that even comes close to what Cyberpunk was able to reproduce or produce. So next year I'm expecting, and also nothing on the line of what we saw with the Matrix Reloaded or the Matrix. I forget what was the name of that demo, but the Matrix demo that we saw sometime last year. So okay. I'm expecting UE5 to showcase some game that's going to blow us away, and so that's my expectations for next year.
All right, that's what's up, Mr. Norris. What is your expectations and hopes for next year?
Hellblade to get a release date.
Not even come out, just a date.
get a release date. That game needs to come on out, or not. I mean, just make sure we get some type of something. Like K-Bone said, it's time. I've been giving them a pass for the past few months because of the games they've been releasing, and I know Level been going hard at them. Now it's my turn. We cannot go into another year of not getting any type of information concerning your next device or your next move or your next something. Switch is just simply not going to cut it. There were several third-party games that came out on the Switch, like The Witcher.
Vaseline.
It's pure Vaseline. Like, I'll grab the screen and put some on your hands, Vaseline. Like, we can't, no. And you got so much more competition out there, as we've said previously in the previous podcast with the Lenovo Legion. We got to get something. You know what I mean? Like, as much as I love Tears of the Kingdom, I don't want to play another Zelda game like that. As far as like specs wise, that's what I mean. Specs. 30 frames. I mean, even if the new one is 30 frames a second, I want at least better graphics, 1080p, 1440p, something, right? So that would be my expectations. Sony, it's okay. Hey, listen, Spider-Man is great. I can't wait to play it myself. But one game, no, cannot do that. 2024, Sony has to bring or give us something, at least 2 or 3 games. Resurrect some games. It doesn't matter. Just give us something more. Go back. You got to be Sony. You know what I mean? You got to do your Sony isms and do your thing. So that's my expectations for 2024. But I hope Nintendo gives us another year like that. That would be amazing if we get another year like that.
Okay. So I'm going to read some comments, then I give mine. So First Name Basis says, shout out to all the games with the black protagonists. Oh, yeah. That was dope. We got a lot of that this year. Okay, he also says Mario Kart 9 announcement is one of his expectations. Major announcement from Nintendo, Metroid Prime 4 will shock people. Okay, so that was from DJ Fanatic, a.k.a. First Name Basis. Nia said her game of the year was definitely Tears of the Kingdom. Let me see. And D2K said, I expect the new Nintendo console will be called Switch, but not Switch 2. It's going to be Switch plus whatever gimmick is going to have. Okay, so that was from D2K. So for my prediction, definitely our expectation for next year is definitely I hope that Nintendo kicks the year off with a trailer for their next system. They're setting the year off with a bang. That's my hopes. They don't even waste time entering in. Like soon as January hit, within weeks of January we get that what's next from them, and they get the reveal of whatever the next thing is, if it's a Switch 2 or a Switch Plus or whatever. I'm excited for that. Definitely think Metroid Prime 4 is going to get a lot of reveals going to get revealed this year. I am also anticipating some dope stuff from Sony because they were so quiet this year. I predict a Uncharted return announcement for Uncharted return from Sony, so yeah, I believe Sony gonna have a big year next year because I know they're not gonna because I know they know Nintendo is coming with something next year. So that's why I think Sony has been so quiet this year, is because they're gearing up to counter whatever Nintendo gonna do with games and stuff like that. But I do believe that Microsoft has the most. I believe Microsoft might have some stuff up their sleeve. I'm holding out hope for Microsoft. I believe that these acquisitions is going to show some of his head on what they're doing. But like I said, I'm hoping. Microsoft has proven me wrong for the last 2 years, so I don't hold out too much hope. But I believe they're going to have a bounce back year. I hope they have a bounce back year in 2024. But I expect big things from Nintendo. I am kind of leery because Nintendo can fumble this. This alley-oop been set up for them. They could definitely miss this dunk, but I'm hoping that they don't. And I hope that they just hit the year out. 2024 started off with a bang, with a Switch 2 announcement and trailer. That's what I hope, and I hope it's within a few weeks so we can come back on this platform and be all geeked out. At least me and Keith will be, and yeah, I'm excited for that. So that's my expectation, man. Some more great games. If you haven't watched Gran Turismo, is on Netflix right now. That was another standout to me. Another standout. I didn't expect that movie to be that good.
I forgot about that.
That was a surprise for me. Go check it out. It's to me is one of the best game to movie adaptations out there. Actually, if I be honest, storyline wise, it's better than Mario and all that. It's better than, as far as quality movie, it's probably one of the best out. Even though it didn't move the needle like something Mario did, but the story is excellent because it's based on a true story. But yeah, so that's my expectation for next year. Hoping that to me, next year is Nintendo. For me, I want to see what they're doing. I know Sony gonna come with some dope stuff. I don't know if I'm. It's gonna take a lot for Microsoft. They got a lot to prove, but I believe they're gonna try, and I believe they're gonna turn some heads. I don't know if it's too late. We'll see. But right now, the PlayStation 5 and is where it is for me, and whatever Nintendo got next will take that attention if they show it next year, and I'm excited for that. Anything else before we get out of here? Hello? Y'all done went to sleep on me, hey?
Nah, man. I just
No.
don't have
All right,
nothing
so
else. It's been
Go
a great
ahead.
year.
all right. All right, so that was the 2023 year-end wrap-up. Man, we won't see y'all until the new year. This Sunday is New Year's Eve. I pray that y'all all stay safe, don't party too hard. We want to see you on the other side of the year. I start with you, Mr. Norris. Go ahead and sign out, bruh.
What a game what a year for gaming. It's been excellent, and I hope we get another one like this. It's been fun rocking with y'all all year. Hope y'all come back, bring some friends. And yeah, man, just keep doing y'all thing. Keep treating your families well, praying, keeping all this out. I'm trying to get off there. Anyways, but yeah, just let's just continue doing what we do, people, and come back and talk about these games and give Xbox that business when it deserves it. And I'll see y'all next year.
All right, that was Mr. Norris, K-Bump 20. Go ahead and end the year out, man.
Yeah, man. It's been a great year. It's been a great time. I think this has probably been our most, as far as the podcast, our most consistent year that we've been doing it. We appreciate everyone in the comment, everyone who watches the video. You guys are one of the reasons why we do this. So we appreciate you guys coming through. It's part of one of the things that we do anticipate for next year. I do anticipate this channel growing. I do anticipate this podcast, getting bigger, because I'll be honest here. I think the chemistry here is wonderful. I think it's great. I think the conversation we have, the topics we have are top notch. I think the quality isn't as high as some of the big guys, but I think the chemistry here is some of the best you can find in any of the gaming podcasts. So I'll give us a little pat on the back for that. But again, appreciate you guys coming through. Appreciate chatting up with the homies. Another great year under wraps. Everyone have a great New Year celebration. See you guys on the other side.
All right, that was Mr. K-Bum, and I would say this, man, I enjoyed y'all this year. 2023 has been a personally challenging year for me. In my personal life, been a lot of changes, a lot of things happening. But one of the outliers for that has been this podcast and getting on here with you, Keith and K-Bum. Y'all have been a blessing for your boy this year. A lot of stuff happening that I didn't even share with y'all. Going on, a lot of changes in my life, dealing with some stuff happening with my parents, one of my parents and stuff like that. So it's just been a lot, man. So being able to come here every Thursday night, sit on here and escape from my day-to-day has been a benefit for me. It's been a therapeutic situation. And I just getting on here, y'all didn't even know some days I had just left a situation, man, stressed out, and I would come here and detox, do conversation with y'all or in the comment section in the chat room. So y'all have been a blessing to your boy this year, man, and I thank y'all for rocking it out with me on this podcast. And I do agree with you, K-Bum. I think we're going to grow next year because we got real for real chemistry, and I think our consistency has grown, and we're trying to be here every Thursday night at 8:30, and so we expect a big thing. So I want to thank every one of you guys for showing us love all throughout this year. DJ Fanatic, bro, you've been a blessing, man. Yo, just coming through showing love. Nia just coming through showing love. D2K, man, it was so glad We're so glad to hear that you was okay. We didn't know what happened to you, so just the fact to see you in the comment section, knowing you in the land of the living was a blessing. Chariot, man, all the people that have been rocking it out with us all this year as we make changes and all the stuff he was doing, man. I just want to thank y'all and looking forward to bigger and better in 2024. But this was the Live and Level Gamers podcast. Y'all stay safe so we can see y'all on the other side. Alan Steve, shout out to you as well, bro. We see you up at the top. And everyone else that didn't say anything in the comment section. I pray that y'all have a blessed New Year introduction. Stay safe, and we'll see you on the flip side. This was the Live and Level Gamer podcast. Signing out for the last time in 2023. I'm ready for this year to get out of here. Bring 2024 on, and I'm excited for what God has for us, in store for us in the new year. Amen. D2K say, God bless everyone. God bless you too, D2K. But that was the podcast of the night. See you next time.
We got smashed, bro. We got smashed, bros, though.